Is this? Oh, so this is not videotaped then. It's all audio. Good.
Yeah, there's no video. There might be at one point, but I mean,
Artie has cameras in this light.
there's security cameras.
Artie, what's going on with the?
The Artie Lang Uncensored at artiequitter.com. Very special guest, Chris Cotton, who I heard was loaded last night.
Oh, yeah, I was a little drunk.
Joe came in and said that Chris was drunk off his ass.
I wasn't drunk off my ass.
I mean, I don't care. Where were you?
I mean, I've been drunk off my ass before.
Did your wife show up?
Yes, we hung out.
That's why he's drunk off his ass.
That, by the way, is Stuttering John. Interrupting. Yeah, but Stuttering John is our spot. I was going to make it a surprise guest. I was going to do a little more of a dramatic... introduction, but John just rolled in there.
He's going to throw him off my shitty story of being drunk.
John is half Puerto Rican and half Danish, and he got none of the Danish. None of it. Did you bring those beers?
No, you had them.
Wait, do we have beers then? Yeah. Oh, I'm glad.
Do you have more?
I'll say John bought something.
No, that's the only one. Oh, I'm fucked.
You want to send somebody down like you to go get some beer? Now, Stuttering John's here, my old buddy, and it's good to have him here. But Chris, what were you drinking last night?
I was drinking Jack.
You like Jack? I used to love Jack.
Actually, I don't love Jack. They mixed up this drink. I was at a shitty club, so they mixed up this drink.
What club?
Well, yeah, it's fucking stinks. So, yo, have me back whenever y'all want to.
Was it bad?
It was.
You don't have to give a name, but
last night
He said the name. That's what's hilarious.
Yeah,
he said it so fast and slurred.
Sticks?
Sticks.
LOL.
Oh, LOL.
Yeah, it stinks.
Oh, I thought you were just talking like you were texting.
No.
Is that out here? Is that in
Oh,
Hoboken?
yes. No. It's in
So, no, LOL is a club here in New York. I thought they actually get... Where is it?
It's right there on 43rd and 8th.
So it's in Manhattan.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
How many people did it see?
I don't know, probably like 150 or something like
No,
that.
John, Chris is actually a very good comic. He's worked with me. He's opened for me a couple times. And Joe, of course, is to me as good as a comic gets, man. And I've known Joe for over 20 years. And we're both, all three of us, are going to be at the Borgata. Talk about romance this Saturday, Valentine's Day, and the show is sold out.
Yeah.
Sold out show, Valentine's Day, and that's very nice at the Borgata. So if you want romance, nothing spells it like Artie Lang, Chris Cotton, and Joe Matarese.
And Debbie Downer.
And Debbie Downer.
I need to bring up that it's going to snow.
And I got,
it's going to snow. Everyone's got to stay overnight.
If I have to stay
well,
overnight.
we all got rooms. Do you not have a room?
The whole audience.
We have a room?
Everyone's got to stay.
Look,
Stay
you tell
the
them
rooms they give me at the Water Club, I got to give props to Borgata. Whenever I play there, of course, I bring in a lot of people who I guess aren't great at craps. Besides the ticket price, I think people drop a lot of money. I used to be worth the price of admission. I used to drop a lot of money, but that'll be fun. More the merrier.
So I do have a room.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I never stayed at the Water Club. I've
Water
been there
Club
with
is
you.
nice.
I know I've stayed on the regular
So if I had
Borgata.
The Water Club is nice.
Then I'll stay.
Now, John, Stuttering John has been doing stand-up quite a bit. He worked with me in L.A., and
Yeah, the most nightmare gig in my life.
those are the gigs that make you comedians, though. Everybody has stories like that.
Dude, before I got to the mic, 8 guys booed me the whole time.
How did you know 8 guys? How do you know the number 8 guys?
Because Melrose Larry Green was up there trying to find them and told me there was 8 Mexicans
So
booing
you're
me.
going with Melrose Larry's count?
He wasn't an accountant.
I know, but so he gave you an exact number? 8
Exact
people?
number and told me they were all Mexicans.
Oh, jeez.
All the same family. And the thing that really...
All the same family.
And the thing that pissed me off was Artie, I couldn't get a word in. The only time they stopped booing was when they said, "You suck."
Well, hey, listen, everybody's got those stories. But
like-
you got through it. You ended up doing a 45-minute set, for Christ's sake.
3
I'm sitting
jokes.
on the side waiting to go on. John's doing his special. But you're doing stand-up quite a bit on the road.
Yeah, I just headlined the Improv and at Fantasy Springs, Palm Springs.
Oh, yeah?
I just headlined. I've been headlining everywhere.
There's an Improv in Palm Springs. That must be nice.
It's great. And fucking... Oh, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
It was oversold out, which was nice, and everyone, it's weird. It kind of turned the corner. Artie, you're beloved by all Stern fans. I mean, I have a little harder time because a lot of people can't stand the fact that I left, and then
Well, I mean,
it's you always manage to just one of the funniest guys I've ever met.
Oh, thank you.
And
So, John, you'll show up at a gig and people will pay to boo you, is what you're saying.
Well,
No,
at
that's
your
not
own
the
gig,
case.
they'll come?
Not at your own
no,
gig.
not on my own. Like I
That was a rough combination because.
But I told you before I won. You remember I went up to your.
Well, you asked me to do it, and I said, John, if you're uncomfortable with it, you don't have. It'll be great just to see you.
Yeah.
But they were nasty.
Yeah.
They were nasty. I mean, but everybody has stories like that in comedy. Is my point.
Well, you and I had the best one at the Electric Factory that we did in Philly.
That was odd because they did. 4,000 people did pay to come and go crazy. Did you work the Electric Factory?
That's the one where Levy pissed on the guy with the
I
Red
was not
Sox.
at that gig. I don't think.
Yeah,
Was
you
I
were.
at the gig? I was.
Yeah, you were. It was your gig. And
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I was
me,
there.
It was me, Levy,
Levy
and
took a
Florentine.
Boston Red Sox hat off a guy and urinated on it.
On stage, pissed on it with his back to the audience. Then,
See,
then
I
handed it back to the guy.
I got to get more highbrow like that. I can't.
It's a great closer. It's a great
I
closer.
think he opened with it.
Opening with that is ballsy. Is very ballsy.
No, but we did it already, and they booed Modi before he got to the mic, and some guy going, "Sit down, you faggot."
I mean, they must have had a fag meter or something.
That was back when I opened for you. After a few of those, you start to learn how to up the fucking speed of your act. Like I'm
Yeah.
a slow comedian, and
Are you?
when I would do those gigs back
Well,
then,
I mean, he's a very.
I'm just slow. Period.
He takes his time.
I take my time. Then I watched Florentine, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like he just be up there like, "And then you get guy goes, fucking
No, Cleveland.
beautiful."
There's a place in-
ass eater, and he would just.
There's a place in Cleveland called Peabody's that we did. That was the single craziest crowd.
Was that the one with Modi?
That was the one with Modi.
I hate all of you people, and I'm leaving right now. And then he went to the fucking gym, the male gym, and banged two guys.
25 minutes. Is he out, by the way? Yeah. He is?
I don't
You sure
think he
about
is
that?
out.
No, he told me he was.
Yeah, but
Really?
he told you he was. Is it public?
Fuck it. He's fucking bisexual. Who gives a fuck? I just outed him. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know about that.
Artie, let me tell you.
Sure
mark
about that?
down
He
the
does
minute-
plays. The reason I'm saying it is he plays synagogues.
Yeah, so what? He's gay and Jewish. Who cares?
Yeah, but-
let me ask you a question.
It might cost him work, is the point, John.
Oh, okay, then I'm kidding. No, the other thing, Marty, we were at the Electric Factory, and then I'm on stage, and every joke a guy goes, "You suck."
Right.
So I get off to see your set, and then the same guy comes up to me and my wife and goes, "Hey, John, big fan."
Right.
I go, "Big fan. You just said I sucked." He
Well,
goes,
that's
"Oh, I'm just fucking around."
That's what they do. That's
that's
what they do.
And then you were on stage, and some guy in the left wing, every joke, "You fat fuck." You remember
Yeah,
this?
you fat fuck. Like, it was like timing. I mean, it was like almost we rehearsed there.
I'm trying to remember the standard Artie slam on the guy that would do that because it would happen every show.
I can't even remember.
I remember it.
I will gladly.
I
It
will-
starts with "I will gladly."
No.
What the fuck
I'm
is
sorry.
it?
I'm sorry. Did you burp or do I smell ass or something like that?
No, not
I will gladly break my parole. What was it?
Dude, I don't remember what you're saying. I mean, I remember something happened because you got to keep going. You got to keep going. I mean, everybody, again, people have stories like that. Some people think it's their right to go there and ruin the show.
But you had a standard one that you were using and it would always destroy, and it was really
can't
funny. And I'm
forget.
trying to remember. I will.
I do
gladly
remember
something.
what you're talking about, but I forget. Yeah. I will gladly break this bottle over something.
What the fuck is something?
Blah blah blah.
At Artie's show, I said, "Listen, all right," because I tried to be funny at first and said, "Hey, oh wow, my whole family."
That was your first problem.
Oh, there we go. This is what
I said sometimes you can't try. I'm being very serious. Sometimes you can't even try to be funny. You have to be mean right up front.
Well, that's what I had to do. I finally said, "Listen, bring those guys down, and I'll beat the fuck out of them like I did Crazy
but then
Cat."
I have to go out there and I'm following a fist fight. I'm a riot. You got to understand you were opening for somebody. You got to set the room up.
Yeah, okay.
I
So
mean,
just
I
take
would-
it.
but
Just
yeah.
take it.
Well, yeah, you do. That's your job.
Nothing was better than when Artie was in his worst at the gig in Long Island where you accidentally booked like 9 of us to open for you. And you didn't realize
Everybody-
Everybody just started showing up.
Everybody called me with sad stories.
It was like me, Levy, Craig Fitzsimmons.
Dude, I got a mortgage, a car payment. I'm like, oh, Christ.
There's 9 of us.
What do you want me to fucking do?
Well, Artie, here's the funny thing. Here, this is the whole full circle. When Artie was on the Stern show, he said to me, John, I'm thinking about getting back into comedy. You know, do you mind if I come to the Comedy Connection with you? Remember?
No, I didn't say I'm thinking about getting back. I never left comedy.
No, but you said that you wanted to start doing stand-up again.
Yeah, well, I was doing stand-up. I was doing stand-up in New York.
All right, well, you asked me to do the show.
All right, yeah, I guess.
So I said, I only have $500. I mean, I'm paying it, but you go, I don't care.
Which I said I don't care, yeah.
So at Club Nokia,
I
got paid $500.
I had never done it. I had never done it since I was on the Stern show. That was the thing.
Yeah, that's what it
I
was.
didn't know what to expect because you're just talking into a microphone, and I've been doing stand-up for, at that point, 12 years.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, now what's it going to be like? These people, okay, Howard seems to like me. I got the job, but you never know. Maybe they hate your guts.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
Well, they love
What
you.
was the first gig?
the Comedy Connection in Boston.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
and Artie, and he killed it. And then
No, but the reaction at first was very good when you said my name because I
Yeah.
said I don't know what's going to happen after they say my name.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, okay, are you pissing these people off? Do they feel you're ruining their favorite show? That's also possible, you know. You don't know what's happening. But then, after that, John wanted to keep it after 2 years, $500.
No bullshit. Then like 2 weeks later it was $2,500. And then by the year me and Artie split the tab.
Finally, that's the first stutter of the day right there.
He's gotten
Broke it
better.
open.
How is your stuttering? He's gotten better.
I haven't
it's-
seen him stutter once
it's-
since he's got here.
He's been
It's better.
stumbling, but he's not stuttering any more than I stutter.
It's better.
No, it's John had a problem that he's overcome. You should be commended for that. That's hard to do.
Thanks,
man.
thanks.
Especially in public. No, it is. That's got to be insanely difficult because it's anxiety. It's a physical thing.
Well, it's brought on by a.
Confident. You got your confidence, right?
Well, I got the confidence. I also don't have Fred going like whenever I talk. It wasn't very.
That makes it hard to do.
But the other thing is that getting out of that situation was definitely better for me.
Right.
To speak clearly, to not have Howard.
No stress.
Yeah.
No stress, yeah.
Although I did stutter on the Tonight Show. I don't know if I told you this, Artie, and I don't want to take over your show, but
You're a guest. Do whatever
Yeah,
you want.
but this is my favorite story,
over my
Joe.
show.
No, and Joe's
Please
already,
do.
and Joe's already with the fucking, fingers on his forehead. So
No,
he's probably
I'm
like,
not.
all right,
I'm interested. I
All
wanna
right,
hear
shut the
this.
fuck up, Melendez.
No, I'm
you
loving
stuttering
I
this.
prick.
wasn't saying that.
I'm only kidding, motherfucker. But anyway, so what happened was,
You're clearly insanely anxious. Calm down and tell your story.
all right. So I was on the Tonight Show. People, John, you don't stutter on the Tonight Show. And the truth is,
Telling me like I didn't know he was on. I know. I knew.
no, I wasn't. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
I didn't
whatever.
know.
So then I said,
You can talk to me. I don't know shit.
I know. I warned the guys before you came in that John has a way of annoying people.
Yes,
Very
yes,
unique.
I do, but I love
Very
it.
unique.
But but here's the thing, I'm on the Tonight Show, and then and Jared Washburn already knows he's a pitcher, and oh great, thanks.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't worry, it's all over my phone. Don't worry
Annoyed
about it.
Artie.
John's making mess. John will make a mess too. He just spilled all of his ashes.
Give him some grape juice.
I
Let's see
figured
what
out
happens.
what John could play in a movie.
But anyway,
Don't take this the wrong
How
way.
about the key grip?
and I do want to get into this art, and I love you, and you know
I can't get it out.
Why you're not in beer league?
Slow battery.
No, I don't care about fucking
Slow
beer
batteries
league.
couldn't
What are
get
you
it out.
upset about?
No. Let me just finish the story, and then I'll tell you. And no, I love you. I've always have. I've defended you.
Well, why do you always say this? Well, what? You don't have to start off a sentence with that. I know.
All right, well, I'm going to be honest. What's your name again? I don't care. So listen. So here's the thing.
James Flippin.
So here's the thing. Yeah.
So you're on the Tonight Show.
Yeah. Oh, there's the guy looking at me again. You fucking guy over here.
You see how anxious
He's
he is? He's
listening.
the producer. He's not stuttering like
big
Fred
move.
would.
But just to
You
stand.
see, you make it sound like Freddie. You were like you would never break chops. Everybody broke chops.
Of
on that
course,
show.
of course.
What are you mad about?
No, you didn't break him. You ate him.
John,
Let
you
me just
already
hold on a second.
John, you already know my "No, you're not going to look" because you got that as you were going out to the audience in Los Angeles to beat up the guy. I said, "No, you're not."
Wait, John, you want to repeat your fat joke? No one got it. Okay,
Oh, do you remember-
finish your story.
Do you remember the crowbar? Me and Artie. All right, listen.
Tell us the
So
story.
here it is. So here it is. So here it is. So
Holy Christ! Christ.
I'm just happy that John talks worse than me. That's what I'm happy about.
Worse.
Dude, you're like Mario Cuomo. Go ahead.
No, here's
Part of John's charm.
No, so here it is.
He's touching me on the shoulder every
fuck
3
it.
He's
seconds.
touchy-feely,
He's a
too.
Is he
toucher. I'm so
touchy?
glad I'm over here. He's a toucher.
No, but I'm sure
You're like my uncle.
See, here's
it's
the
a
thing.
great story. Did your uncle was your uncle on Tonight Show?
like I'm a toucher if somebody else is a toucher, so I'm glad I'm over here because then we would be touching each other.
Exactly, we'll be touching. We'll be
Stay the
touching.
fuck
other
over
off.
there where you touch.
We'll be touching. I touch more when I'm on ecstasy. Anyway,
Flipping and put up with that shit.
She did.
anyway, so I'm on the Tonight Show just to prove that I really stutter.
We know. Everyone knows you stutter.
No, some people think it's an act.
This story has started.
Dude, if that's an act, you're fucking Meryl Streep.
No, but they. So Jared Washburn is throwing.
Who's Jared Washburn?
He's a
Explain who he is.
pitcher.
I know, but I know. Explain who it is.
He's an angel pitcher. I'm on a thing
Los
called
Angeles Angels.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Right.
Anyway,
It became the LA Angels.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead.
It used to be California Angels for anyone listening. But anyway,
He's
so
25.
are you 25?
27.
Oh shit, you drink too. Anyway, so what happens is Artie. So there I am. The guy's throwing suntan.
John wrecking the room.
I don't give a fuck. So some guy's throwing suntan lotion balloons at my back.
Right.
So
Wait a minute. Where?
Where?
Tonight Show.
Yeah,
Wait,
but-
we're at a remote. You're on a remote.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
you weren't in the studio.
Yeah. But I'm at a remote.
You're on the beach
Real
interviewing Jared Washburn.
Yeah, and we're doing this thing called Beach
And a
Game.
guy's throwing suntan lotion
Yeah,
balloons
at my back.
which would make anybody anxious.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna say, don't worry, Jay. He's no Mariano Rivera. Why I picked the two fucking consonants I can't say.
Yeah, but Mario Rivera is the best name.
Exactly, because
Right.
he's my favorite pitcher, but I can't say
But
that.
he's also the name everyone knows.
I can't say that in the shower.
Right.
You know, but I decided that I'm gonna say this. So then the guys. So
40 touches on my right shoulder.
it's about time you got touched. So anyway, the fucking guy's throwing things at my back. So what do I go? So we get to the table. Hey, don't worry, Jay. He's no Randy Johnson.
Oh, and you stuttered on Randy Johnson?
I know. I had to come up with another
Dude,
fucking
you're
picture.
spitting on your lip to it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, get some napkins.
All right, now listen to me, Artie. I love you.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the only thing that I want. Because now I just want everybody to know this, and I think you'll.
You love me. I know. Go ahead.
No. But I think you'll back me up on this.
I will.
And you can throw me out of the house
I'm
anytime.
not throwing you anywhere. I love you too. Go ahead.
But here's the thing: even when Artie was going through your things, because I was the only one who experienced his first, the time when I was in Vegas, and they said you committed suicide.
Well, I didn't commit. No, they said I OD'd on drugs.
Yeah, and I was
It was on
I
the
was
news.
there. I was there.
and
Were you there for that?
I was in that casino. I
It
remember.
made the news.
It made the
Yeah,
news.
it was like
I
hearing
remember
your
it.
own epitaph.
Joe has been around.
I lived in L.A. I just came
All right.
to see Artie perform.
But no, you're not the only one who experienced that. Everyone who was there.
Okay,
You're
Artie.
the only one who experienced
That's
it.
when you
Artie,
that's when you had the
Artie.
you batted against a girl. Was that the same time?
No, that was a different year.
No, well,
Wait a
that's
minute.
That's another funny story.
Different
That's
year. Yeah,
okay,
sure.
but anyway, so I'm on the Tonight Show doing like an appearance with Access Hollywood, because we're out in Vegas too. I get pulled off by the publicist. We have
Right.
something serious to tell you. The producer brings me downstairs and goes, "John, I'm very sorry to tell you that your friend Artie Lang died," and I start crying.
Right.
And then see. Real tears, Artie. This is not crocodile
Well,
shit.
you want an award? You cried? I mean, if someone told me that about you, I would be upset as well.
You wouldn't cry.
Yes, I would.
Bullshit. Will you stop with the fucking 1920s?
I would
fucking Marx Brothers sound.
I
Get
would
the fuck out of here with that thing.
I would absolutely cry if I found that you
All right,
died.
so I cried. I freak out. I call over to fucking Jason where the fuck? Someone's getting Artie's room and whatever.
Jason Kaplan, who was a producer on the station.
Don't worry, everyone knows.
No, they don't.
I didn't know.
I had no idea.
All
I
right.
had no idea.
Anyway, now to this is.
You're a real raconteur.
So anyway, will you tell me what that means later on?
Storytelling.
Yeah, okay.
Storytelling. Go ahead.
Yeah, but so anyway, look at he's fucking holding his forehead again.
That's what I do.
Dude, they already made a fucking.
Maybe he's one of the 8 people.
They already made a statue like that. We don't need another fucking.
Maybe he's one of the 8 people. Who
Okay, the fucking
booed you.
thinker over here.
Wouldn't that be great?
So here's the thing. So then, I always loved Artie. So then you and I had a conversation after that. And I said, Artie, I love you. I heard you're doing these things. Don't do them anymore. And you said, John, I'm gonna do it. Whatever.
Right.
Good friends. This is the one thing that bothers me. And I'm going to tell you this.
Your spit napkins on Joe.
It's about time he fucking came close to some
John is a
fucking.
loose cannon.
It's about time he came close to some external bodily juice. The guy hasn't fucking.
This spot right here, I love this spot. I am away from everything.
So,
Yeah.
so here's the thing, Artie. And I
Sure,
love
you
you.
don't book a comedy club. In
We lost
Florida.
Filato.
You know who you compare?
Producer left.
The producer. He walked the producer.
I don't
Felt
give
like
a
a
shit.
spit.
I don't give a
could
shit.
clear the fucking.
Go ahead.
I can't stand the fact, Artie.
Yeah.
And again, let me preface it again.
No, stop prefacing it.
Oh, you got a zit in your neck. I'm going to preface this again. That I love you. No, it's right there. I can see it. It's about to explode.
Right.
I've always been supportive of you, haven't I? Not?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I've always reached out to you. And I'm just getting sick of one thing that you say, and you
What
do
do I
it
say?
ad nauseum. You did it with AJ Benza, and you did it with Russ Maneve. And I even called Russ Maneve to say, I'm getting sick of this rap. This is what Artie says. He always goes, John was never a musician, but he got a record deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Artie. I was an all-district trumpet. I learned how to read
John,
music.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
He's never been a comedian, but he's... And you know what? Yeah, I wasn't... When I was first with you, I was hosting. I was learning my craft.
John, these were jokes. I was exaggerating a bit.
All right, but you do that, and it makes me feel like Artie doesn't respect me as a comic. And I go out there for 15 years. I've been working on my craft. I'm headlining the improvs.
Okay.
And it just kind of makes me feel...
I'm goofing. I'm goofing around.
All
I
right.
apologize.
Okay. Anyway, how's everything else
I
going?
love the range of emotion.
I said you're the reason the bit is you're the reason we fought the Revolutionary War. You have done a lot in your life.
But it's always like I didn't earn it.
Overachieved. It's not about earning it. You've overachieved, which is amazing.
All right, because I always feel like it's like... Because I know I wasn't...
District trumpet.
No, listen. I want to
that
tell
what
you
that
something,
is?
Joe. I always wanted to be a stand-up till I was... I mean, since I was 23.
Why didn't you do it?
I mean, he had
Because I didn't want to stutter on every fucking joke.
He might
Well,
have had a
maybe you
speech
could have
problem.
made that into a bit.
Maybe I could have.
Chris stuttered.
Oh, I didn't stutter. I have a lisp, so I just
That's
talk
different.
shit.
Well, it is different. You're
Does
right.
it help?
That's very
That's different. I mean,
Lisping
lisping a
is
joke.
way different. You can't put yourself in that.
Yeah, I work around my lisp.
No, it is. That's harder to overcome.
No, but to get into the punchline, it still happens to me sometimes. I get to the punchline, I'm like, I can't fucking say it.
Yeah.
So,
Does it help to have extra spit in your mouth when you're a trumpet player?
He doesn't play the trumpet. He plays.
and you thought I was bringing the show down.
What do you play?
You said trumpet. You said you were an all-district trumpet player.
What do you play? You play the. You play the guitar.
I play the guitar now, but I played the trumpet for years. I read
Oh, you
music. I
did?
took music
Yeah,
theory. I was like a, so it's not like I didn't just come across a record. I was actually,
John, you're taking it way too seriously. What I said.
but I take
You're
it
taking
seriously
way
because I respect you,
Okay, I respect you too.
and I think you're one of the funniest people alive.
John is definitely a
well, I
comic.
appreciate that.
So then when I hear you say these things, I called Russ Media and I go, motherfucker. I said, Russ, you're going to sit there and freaking back that up? AJ, I go, you're going to sit there and go, how dare he make money doing stand-up? That's what, and I'm like, no.
I said, how dare you? I've never said that
No,
before in my life.
no, but the whole thing was, how does John go out and make money doing stand-up when he's not a stand-up? And it bothers me.
No, that's not the bit. The bit
I will
is
play it back.
Okay.
Where you got this equipment?
If you're going to start playing stuff back that I've said, forget it. You want to get into that fucking war? We'll start playing stuff back.
No, but it always has bothered me that you keep saying that
Okay,
bit.
I apologize. I won't do it anymore.
Because,
I
like-
can't remember the last time I did it.
You did it with AJ Benza once, and then...
Do you remember the date and time?
I do, because then you did it with Russ Maneve, and then I
When
finally...
did I do it with Russ Maneve?
You had Russ Maneve on, you did the same exact rap
What, on DirecTV?
on your show on DirecTV, and you did it on my birthday freaking thing that you did for me. Same thing. Hey, John's the only guy who wasn't a
birthday
musician,
thing?
and he fucking got a record deal. The only comic who's...
I said you're the reson we fought the war because never
I'm so untalented.
The joke is no. Never has someone done so much with so little.
Yeah, thank you. That makes me...
That's a
That gives me
joke.
such a warm
That's
feeling
a
inside.
joke. That's a joke.
That's a solid joke if you ask me.
I know you're a musician. Anyone who listens to the show knows you play guitar. And that song you had a single that was a hit. That was, it was Get Off My Lawn, right?
No, I'll talk my way out of it, and it was a quarter of a hit.
What was Get Off My Lawn?
My album went 10. That was the second single.
Go ahead, Joe.
See, the album went deep.
Go, Joe, go.
Artie
You
was
gotta
into
go
the
now,
deep
Joe.
cuts. Oh, Joe's gonna
Yeah,
talk.
You gotta go now.
I said, what did we say early on in the podcast? To be a comedian, you can't have a thin skin. You got to take getting ripped on.
yeah,
It's part of being a comedian.
We all get ripped.
You take getting ripped on, but I'm
hard getting ripped on.
I have. I'm a very moody person. But I hide it. You gotta hide that shit a little bit, man. You gotta keep that shit at
Do
home.
you hide it? You don't do a good job of hiding it.
I
No,
think
but my
I'm-
right now
point
you're clearly
is,
upset.
what you guys are missing is that Artie, not only did I consider him a good friend, I still do, I also considered him one of the funniest guys I've ever met in my life.
Well, thank you, but
So
John,
to hear him say this shit all the time would drive me
all
fucking
the
crazy.
time.
That's 3
Clearly, I'm not
times.
saying
You
it.
said it on his
I'm not saying
birthday.
it behind your back. I'm saying it to your face, which means it's a joke. It's breaking ball.
But Artie,
Okay.
on his birthday though, Artie, his birthday.
Birthday
It's not
cake.
birthday.
of
It has a
birth-
TH in there.
I would not say the TH.
You guys
On
are
his
arguing over. You
birthday?
guys are arguing over speech
His
impediment.
birth? His
It's not Burf. Burf is Jackie's best buddy.
Your birthday.
on his birthday.
See, now you're making obscure references. No one knows.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, thank you. Now you don't care about me. It's my show. You're making obscure references.
Everybody knows Jackie's best friend is Burf.
Nobody does.
No, I
didn't
don't know
know
who the fuck is.
Oh, all right.
You know
hold-
who Jackie is?
Hold
Jackie
on.
the Joke Man?
There you go.
Yeah, I know Jackie the Joke Man, but I
Wait,
don't
this
know-
podcast doesn't come with footnotes.
Barely knows Jackie the Joke Man.
I'm 28, so I know a lot of shit, but I don't know all the shit. I don't know what the fuck. This young motherfucker listen to this.
John's running out of beer.
Like young bitches listen. Young dudes. I don't know what the fuck.
John, come on. We've had some of the most fun moments ever.
I
Come
know.
on. We
I
really
know we have. And all I'm saying is that, yes, when I first started working with Artie as a stand-up, I was starting out. I was a host. And,
But what was your goal from the beginning? You wanted to be,
a headliner.
right, but not just stand up. You wanted to act. You wanted to do sketch comedy.
Well, what's your
You
goal?
sound like
Just to be
Pesci
a
and
No, I'm
Goodfellas.
saying. I'm asking you what it was.
Yeah, I
Been
wanted
away
to
a while. I'm just saying,
I mean,
Artie, I'm
I
a
truly
headliner
always
now.
wanted to be a stand-up. Always wanted
All
to.
right,
Are you a
headline.
headliner?
Let's go.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Go get me
where do you headline?
Okay, I'm headlining the Improv at Harrah's in April 1st.
that's great.
I'm headlining the
You do an
Improv in Tahoe at
Do you do an
April-
hour?
Yeah.
You have an hour material?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right,
I do.
good. I didn't know that.
3 jokes.
You do the arms bit twice or 3 times.
Who do you work? Do you have steady guys you bring out with you to open and stuff?
No, but I mean, at the Improv at Fanny Springs, I had Avi Lieberman open for me, and I mean, I've had
How big of a room we talking about?
well, we had it was like 300 people each show.
That's good. I mean, okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I can't pull Artie numbers. I mean,
No, dude. I'm saying that's great that you do that. So that's the main part of your living, right?
That's how I'm making a living, which is
Right.
why
Good.
it bothers me that you have like a guy that you idolize. Well, not well. I can say that I'm a big fan of Artie's. To say these things, it makes me feel like
John, I'm saying it because we're friends breaking chops.
Yeah, but I'm not there.
Bro,
See, if I was there,
I said it to your face at a birthday show. Not hiding. I'm hiding it.
That's 4 times.
On his birthday.
Can you believe this conversation?
To me, it's worse.
It's great.
It's worse if Artie was saying it to friends and it got back to you, but he's saying it on radio and broadcast. So
I'm not looking to hide it.
It's not
from you
hiding.
because I thought you took it as a joke. Now that I know it upsets you, I'm really gonna do it.
Of course.
I have no choice.
No, you know what? I'm not gonna. I don't want.
No, I don't
want
mind
to
you doing it.
I don't want you to be upset.
You got to do it.
No, now you got to do
You
it.
have to do
Well,
it.
now
Let me
you
ask you
got
this:
to do
did
it.
you ever ask Jay to do stand up on the Tonight Show? Have you ever done stand up on TV? Have you ever got offered like a special or something?
Oh, you mean? Well, I'm working on that. But if that's a barometer for a true stand-up, and
Well, it is, in a way. I mean, get it.
Then I'm
then I
fine.
am working on it, and I guess all the other stand-ups that I work with who haven't had, like Modi, is a great stand-up. I think.
Doesn't Modi have a special?
I've never seen it. Have you? I mean,
I've done,
maybe it's on your
I've
Shiba
done-
TV.
I've done 4 of them. I guarantee no one's probably seen those. I'm saying it's.
I'm working on it. I started a lot later than you, but I mean, it's because of a lot of things, and I had a stutter to overcome,
right.
and it's not. I mean,
So
you
you're
know,
blaming it on that.
That's like saying fucking.
But no, but I'm just saying.
A guy who's deaf is blaming that he hasn't heard Pearl Jam.
Are you working on a
How dare
special?
you?
Are you
How
working
dare
on-
you blame that?
Are you working on a special?
Yeah, I'm working to get to that.
Did Leno ever see your stand up?
Jay, no, but the only reason why they were trying to get me on the show, but the only reason they thought it would be incestuous to have me on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, which I
Fucking your family.
Well, no, I kind of agree with. I mean, to have your staff
No, well, that's,
writer
yeah,
do stand up
Letterman
there.
always had writers on. Conan had writers on all the time.
All right.
James is just waiting to do this drop. I know he got one prepared. Go ahead.
Do you got the Chris one where he just yells at the
not on
Super
this
Bowl?
I'm not
You don't
saying,
have that?
Computer.
Artie, I'm not saying I'm as great as you
John,
or
you are a
Seinfeld.
listen, dude, you are a
I'm not saying I'm the
hardworking-
greatest stand in the world,
You're a
but I'm,
hardworking, talented guy. I've always said that. But the thing is, you're a guy, you never really focused on one thing because you do have. See, I don't play one instrument. You're not even close to it, and so I don't even have to worry about that distraction. I got to focus on just comedy, and it's hard if you have other things you're trying to focus on. It is. I could never. It's very difficult to. I mean, if you love stand up as much as you say, you should. Maybe from the beginning, have just abandoned everything else. But you had,
well, that's easy to say, but when you're 22, I'm not saying we all make great decisions at 22. God knows I banged a lot of bad-looking chicks at 22. Nobody makes great decisions. All great
I'm
decisions.
not exactly David Beckham myself.
No, but you've had. I saw your last girlfriend, Artie. She was beautiful.
But
I'm just saying that you don't always make. I started interning at the Stern Show. I'm sorry for touching your freaking shoulder again.
John's very affectionate.
losing it.
Very
Joe's
affectionate.
losing it.
Yeah. But I mean,
That's another thing. That's schedule, because Benji was another one. Benji, I think, is a real funny guy. He always wanted to try stand up with that schedule. It's very difficult. That's hard to do.
well, I
gotta
started the
already be
Stern
a
Show when I
stand-up.
was 22.
You gotta
Right.
already
So-
be a stand-up to get used to that schedule.
yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
And honestly, if I could say something nice, Artie, Al
You've been saying
Martin.
a lot of nice stuff.
Al Martin really,
I like Al.
Al saved me. He was, he owned the New York Comedy Club.
Well, how did he save you?
Because I finally had, the epiphany or whatever and said, John, you ask celebrities crazy questions. You shouldn't be afraid to get on stage. I mean, it makes no sense.
Was that a big thing? Was the fear the biggest thing in the beginning?
It was the fear that I would stutter on every joke.
And also, here's the other thing that gave pressure to you, which none of us had at 22. Because when I was 22, I was not a good comedian on any level, and I had tried it for the first time at 19. So it took me a while. But what you had was fame.
Yeah.
Instant fame. So people are going to be really scrutinizing you. And that's fucking difficult.
It's very difficult.
That's really hard.
You didn't have time to build.
Joe, wouldn't you agree with that? I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say I taught a stand-up class at the Stress Factory in Jersey for a little while, and one of my students was a stutterer, but makes you look like you don't even have a stutter.
But John overcame that.
This
John
guy was-
I was much worse.
that's
No,
should be
this guy
commended.
was 1,000 times worse than you ever been. Trust me. He couldn't get one word out, but when he would, it was hysterical, and it was kind of like fucking funny.
Good writers. What's because of the writing or because of the stutter? Was
Well,
funny?
it was so funny because the first class I would put them up there and I would ask them a lot of questions about themselves, and it was like a therapy session,
Yeah.
So I put this guy up there, and he's just standing there for like a good 2 minutes going. And
Now,
he's-
do people start to laugh at that?
No, we're like, what the? Everyone in the class
That's
is like, what
hard,
the fuck?
man.
And he starts hitting his Adam's apple.
You
with
see what
his-
I'm saying?
But John, could you relate to that?
No, but listen.
Did that ever happen on stage?
But listen
Yes.
to the.
That's very difficult.
This is
That's hard.
This was the funny joke that came out when he finally spoke, because he had this bad mustache and a feathered back haircut.
Speaking of which,
That helps too.
and he,
speaking of which,
did you have that?
guy doesn't
No,
have much
he's talking
testosterone
about,
over
he's
here.
talking about you.
Oh, man.
Figure that out.
But it was hysterical. Joke story's not even gonna work now.
No, go ahead.
Finish it out,
Go
Joe.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's relevant.
Because I'm single, right? Like, and the whole crowd
hilarious.
dies, and then he goes, I'm serious. Right? And I'm like, this guy.
We know.
Maybe you don't need to overcome anything.
Well,
But you always
saying.
got chicks.
What?
You always got chicks.
Oh, yeah,
Stand up is
that's
about
just because
being
of my good
yourself. You
looks.
don't need to overcome and become somebody
John's a
else.
charming guy. You're a charmer.
No, but the thing was, let me just give kudos to Al Martin, because then I
we
go
all
up,
like Al.
yeah, so I go up, I finally go up, I bring my wife, I get up there, I have a 5-minute set, I'm telling you, and I stutter on every joke, every punchline stutter.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
Artie, I got to the lowest point of my life. I went, that's it.
To where it bombed.
Yeah, so bad it bombed, and I was like, man, that's I was about to just say screw it, man. I made the right decision by not trying to do this. Al Martin comes up to me and he goes, hey, I have another stage over here. I want you to go into the other stage and do the same set.
Right.
And I didn't have time to think, so I go to the other stage. Same 5 minutes already, get a ton of laughs.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I will always thank Al Martin for
Now,
that.
how'd you overcome it that quick, you think? Well, what happened?
Well, then we went. Then I started the Stuttering John and Friends tour, and then
No, but I'm saying, how did you overcome it that quickly, though? Why'd you go to the other room and do it? Like, so.
if I knew why I stutter and when,
So
I
you
would be a
didn't
genius.
stutter in the other set, is what
No,
you're saying.
because I guess it's like a box. I got beaten up so badly that nothing else could hurt me after that.
Think about that. That is really that's fate. I think it's talent, it's ability, but it's really overcoming a major thing.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you go up after that and do well? It's crazy.
My first 3 times getting on stage, it was in college. I used to host everything before that, so I was cool with everybody, and they loved me on stage.
Wait a
when I
minute, so
used to
they knew you?
They already knew me.
Yeah.
It was like it's bad because it's in a small.
That helps, too.
But no, it didn't help because I went to a black college and I bombed. 30 seconds into my first on homecoming, they had me come do a set for 5 minutes. I started getting booed, full blown by name. 30 seconds.
By name?
By name. Chris, you stink.
Boo, Christopher Cotton.
It was bull.
And then they give you your address.
And then the next day in class, people was talking to me like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you were doing up there. Then I did it another time, got booed again, got booed a third time. Then I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my fucking life.
See, that's being tough. That's being mentally tough. The other thing, John, I mean, you do have that thing where you have charisma too, which is hard. You got to be born with that. You're a charismatic guy. But like, say if someone told you, John, we got the cameras ready and we're going to shoot a special. Could you do it now?
Yes.
Could you show up and you're confident you could do an hour?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Hell yeah. I mean, yeah.
So do you think you get the problem is getting in front of the right people to have them say, or do you think you should make it better?
I think for the most part, and I think that with my life, it's always been an uphill battle. I mean, and I don't want to get too serious, but I came from an abusive father, beat the shit out of us, and it was always an uphill battle. And then to be a stutterer, and then to you get on the Stern Show and stutter, and then and Howard telling you that you're not, and I know.
No, go ahead.
I know, but telling you that you suck and you're untalented, and and just like always constantly an uphill battle, and then now I have to reinvent myself. I have to prove to people that I can do stand. I got it because everyone knows me, like you said, as.
But Howard, in all
as
fairness,
Stuttering
was
John.
when you did well, when he saw you do stand up, Howard was very complimentary.
Yes, he was.
to you.
Yes, he was.
Remember after the fight with Cabby, we all did stand up
Yeah.
at
Yes,
the
and he
Taj,
was.
and he said he said this was John's night. Besides the fight, he had a great stand up.
Yes, he
set.
did.
So
He did.
Howard was supportive. I mean, the show was just a negative.
No, but I'm saying now, but
in a funny way, place for all of us to get on each other. That's what the studio, the audience. The fans listening liked when we got on each other.
Oh, of course,
in a negative way.
no, but I'm
It was
saying
about busting balls.
No, but I'm saying getting on stage now, it's an uphill battle because they got to see me as a stand up as opposed to a guy who asks celebrities crazy
Well,
questions.
forget about the gig with me. Like when you do your own gigs, what is the reception?
I never get.
but
I've
do you
never
feel you got to
gotten
dig out of a
heckled.
hole in any level where do they all know you?
I think it's starting to change, Art. I think it's starting to change because I've been doing like the improv at Harris. God bless Bud Freeman, another guy who gave me the shot to headline, and I've gotten
That's nice.
and I've gotten good
That's
reviews.
a good guy to have in your corner.
And I've gotten good reviews.
How do they introduce you? Do they introduce you
Well,
as from the Howard Stern
it's like
show,
he was
or-
stuttering John on the Howard Stern show. He was the announcer on the Tonight Show and staff writer. Give it up for John Stuttering John Melendez.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not saying I'm the greatest comic in the world. I'm just saying that I could headline a room.
Now,
and I
what
don't
are
have
they
a problem.
giving you money that you feel you deserve to be getting? That's the
Yeah,
other-
yeah. I'm getting paid well. I mean, except for the Club Nokia.
Well, I told you. I mean, you were very cool. I said I'll expand on that. You were like, no, don't worry about it.
No, I don't want it because the first time you worked for me, I paid you $500.
That doesn't matter. It was a long time ago. But I'm just saying. So when you do these crowds, is the audience made of? Is it made of people who specifically came to see you?
No,
or-
it's about.
So you have to win them over.
It's about
'Cause people don't know.
20% Stern fans. The rest
The rest are people that went to the Improv that night.
just went to the Improv. And,
So that's the problem. The owners of the place, the managers could say, "Look, we don't have to pay because anybody could get this 80% crowd."
But
Do
the
they
good
hit you
thing
with
about
that
it,
shit?
but the good thing about it is that there is no what's the word?
Preconceived notions.
What's that?
They're not papering the room. room. Is that
No,
what
there's
you're
no
saying?
Preconceived
notion of who I am. So now I could just be a stand-up.
Right, that's good.
You
So
know,
like
so
that.
now I could just do the jokes.
But don't you think you're famous enough to where even the people who didn't come to see you when you're introduced would know who you are?
I think some might, but I haven't. The last time I got heckled hard was at your show.
We all get heckled.
I was so, and it really, you know why it really bothered me is because I wanted you to see that, you know, that I've come.
But I've seen you do well.
No, but I just wanted you to see me, you know, how far I have.
Well,
come.
you were in an impossible situation. George Carlin couldn't have got it.
You know, and I just felt so bad because I really wanted to, you know, Artie, who has been with me when I first started, to actually see me, you know, wow, John's, you know, and it kind of bummed me out.
Well, the fact that you stayed up there, a lot of people would have bailed.
He did his time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, did more than his time. And I was on next, and then we had the bright idea of John introducing me, not having the MC come back out, and John forgets to introduce me. He threatens to beat up a guy and walks off stage. I go, John, what am I, just a walk on stage?
I forgot my kids' names at that point.
Y'all send the MC out? Y'all send the MC out?
Well, I know I had to send somebody. I think Timmy might have had to go back out.
No, I went back out.
You went back.
I went back out because I used to introduce Artie all the time when we were, you know, doing set because we've done a billion.
This time it slipped your mind.
Well, no, I'm not used to the handoff thing because I used to host. This was more one of those handoff things where I'm not. I've never done that before.
No, you know what? Hosting and doing a set of stand-up are two different things. It's two different skill sets. I'm not good at hosting at all. Joe can do both. Chris can do both.
No, I can't. You know what, Artie?
Nobody likes to host.
Honestly, I just did it with Jackie and Bobby Slayton out in Vegas.
You work with Jackie?
Yeah, at South Point.
That's a good show.
And they told me to host, and I couldn't.
Neither one of those guys wants to host.
No, so I host, but to do 7 minutes.
Slayton destroys.
Yeah, but to do 7 minutes, and now you got to choose.
You got to follow Slayton.
No, I know.
Oh, you hosted. Yeah.
But now you got to choose which jokes. I mean, like, because you can't go in sequence anymore. Yeah. Like when you're doing 7 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so you got to pick and choose, and I mean, I wasn't that good.
Nobody likes hosting.
No.
But you don't like hosting. Even though you're good at it, Joe, you don't like hosting.
I don't think I'm good at it.
I think you're great at it.
I did the Dirty at 12:30 show though, and I killed it there, which is at South. Have you heard of that show? That's like the #1 show in Vegas.
Where?
It's great. It's called the Dirty at 12:30.
Where is it?
Any of you guys should do. It's great. This guy Gabe Lopez books it.
There you go.
There's an L. See, you see.
Is RL's bad? RL's hard?
Well, do you have an expression? Okay.
So,
Well, he's just a
What's his
technician.
name?
No, I wish his name was Emoji, so he's at least a little expressive.
Hearing you say emoji is so good. What? But RL's hard.
Look at this fucking guy over here, the thinker back there.
He's producing the show. All right, let's take a break. This has been really crazy.
Hey, listen, did I get you mad at all? Because I don't want to
No,
get
you did. Nobody's mad. It was very entertaining.
You know what makes people mad?
Has he
We
always
keep
been-
asking him, "Are you making me?"
Has he always been this sensitive, even when he was on House?
I'll tell you.
I like this. I love it because
Meanwhile, he was the biggest ball breaker of anybody.
I am.
No, that's
I am.
what's funny.
I
You
am a
like
ball
Shit on
breaker.
people, but you care if someone puts their finger on.
You're
the
not mad
phone.
at me.
No.
You're not mad at me, are you?
No, here's the thing, Joey.
You're not mad at me, are you?
Here's the thing, Joey. Artie and I would have a little agreement, and like Artie will test this, because when we were on the Stern Show, and Artie and I would do these fucking gigs, and Artie was drinking then, so we would have crazy times.
Right.
And then we would go to like a Steak and Shake, and Artie would order like fucking, I don't know, 20 fucking items on the menu.
There's
You know?
nothing
I
better
don't care
than
about that.
No, but I would say to Artie, and
You just
Artie,
make Chris Cotton hungry. Steak and
horny?
shake.
Steak and
Say
shakes.
horny?
Steak
Oh, no,
and shakes
sorry.
they're the Le Cirque of the Midwest.
dude, he doesn't,
greatest.
he can skip about 87 meals. But here's the thing.
Me too.
But here's the thing, Artie. You and I always had an agreement. I said, Artie, this is what I'm going to say on the show. Is it okay? And Artie would always say, okay, yeah, you can talk about my.
Sure.
You know, I was always very,
Yeah.
very respectful.
Well, there was a reason we had to have that rule because it got crazy in the beginning.
How much you want to keep
I don't
that?
want you to say I went to the steak shake and whore. That was what were you gonna say, Joe?
I was gonna say, how could you want to keep that out of your stand-up act? Like when you do that, it's fucking great. That's
for
gotta
you.
I hope that's in your act.
No, but imagine how it is for the guy doing it.
No, it's not. I
No,
really
it
think,
sucks when you're on a good punchline.
No, it doesn't.
That you
It's
know that you-
hysterical. It makes you different. You don't ever want to be mediocre and similar to every comedian. You
Well,
want to
you
be
do
your
want
own thing.
something different, sure. But if it fucks up a punchline,
Yeah,
But
then
that
that's
it's I still understand what you're saying.
You do?
Where were you when I was on the Stern Show?
Wait. Let's go back to the beginning of
You could have
time.
been my fucking interpreter.
Let's go back to the beginning of time. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other.
And that's it.
That would work?
Yes.
To get to the other. Artie, do you mind if I say you ate a steak?
You know, Artie?
That's what John would do. He goes, Artie, do you mind if I said you fucked up? He would say the word whore, the most offensive word. He would make 10 minutes. Like, you know, do you mind, Artie, if I said you bought some cocaine?
My stomach hurts. It's hilarious.
Some angel dust.
It's funnier.
The best hour we've ever had.
We did have funny
The
times.
best hour we've ever had on the show, Artie. Artie and I did it. I came in to talk about Artie's
With Russ
meals.
Maneve.
No, fuck Russ Maneve. It was.
We were with Russ that week.
Oh yes, we were. No,
right.
and I don't mean fuck Russ Maneve that way. No.
All right.
I'm talking about you and I were on the freaking. I was on the air. I was talking about Artie's. Like
The
Artie's.
amount of touching is hilarious.
Look, what did you?
I love it.
John's very
Look
happy.
right at him.
John's very
You
happy.
get touched.
No. Basically, we were at the Steak Shake.
Steak and Shake. In Columbus, Ohio. We're at the
Columbus,
Funny Bone
yeah,
in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah,
Go
with
ahead.
Dave Shroop, whatever. So I decide to go on the air like the Monday morning to talk about. Oh, just shut the fuck up.
Which
about
wasn't
that
a- which
shit. So
wasn't
so I decided to do the whole thing about what Artie ate.
Right.
But
Which
then
wasn't a surprise, we know, right?
Yeah, but then it gets into me because that morning I drank orange juice, and it was loaded with maggots.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Yes, it was loaded. So we did. So I do this. My favorite hour on the freaking Stern Show, and then Artie,
I know.
and Artie, because the little whatever. And then Artie comes up. What? I was hungover from the Steak and Shake.
That's no excuse for drinking
Oh,
that.
shut the fuck up.
No. You see it, whatever. He saw
Anyway, yeah, I saw him after the first sip. But anyway,
Right.
Artie then was brilliant here because now I'm telling the freaking whole MAGA story, and Artie comes up with how I'm trying to get a lawsuit against Tropicana.
Yeah, well,
because
because the cameras were on, and it was like,
'Cause every time
I don't know, Howard, can I say the name of the juice company?
no, I was like,
Tropicana. I don't know how they were getting it. They were maggots. Is the camera on me?
She did.
My kids almost died. Do you think I should call a lawyer?
so
I think I have pancreatitis.
So Scott DePace, the director of the show, said that was the best hour ever on the Star Trek.
That was funny.
And that was like Artie and I. We had the best time. We always had this thing where we would crowbar in a joke. So if I tried to crowbar in a
If
joke,
one of us tried to crowbar a joke during the
Artie
news,
would go like this
during the news or something.
Artie would listen.
There's nothing worse than Howard dismissing a joke. Like you crowbar in a joke during the news, he just goes, "What else, Robin?" And if it happened to one of us, we would look at the other one. And just go, I don't know. I think I have juice cancer. Is the camera focused? Is the camera focused on me throwing up? Howard, my I don't want to blame Tropicana, but my gums are bleeding. I'm sure Tropicana and I could come to an agreement. We could come to some sort of agreement. I don't know, Howard. You know, you run in these circles out in the Hamptons. Is there a Mr. Tropicana? Is there a Mr. Tropicana I could call? That's what happened. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk. They made a list in Rolling Stone magazine. They ranked the most important, the best SNL cast members, because the 40th anniversary.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
The best SNL cast members of all time. The most important, I'll give away number one, is John Belushi. And it's not who went on to have the best career after the show. It's who was the best on the show.
And that's your idol.
Well, Belushi was, I mean, come on.
Do you still have his T-shirt
I
hanging over
do,
your bed?
yeah. Belushi was the man. But I mean, as a fan, I'd have to agree with that. But, it's here to create arguments. Dan Aykroyd, to me, was the most talented guy ever in the history of that show, and he's down on the list. We've got a guy, Brett Hickman. He's an editor for this magazine called Rock and Roll Ghost. He's always been good to me. He's a Chicago guy. And we're going to have him on, and we'll talk some comedy if I can get over this disease that Tropicana gave me. Back after this.
Oh, my God.
Hey, welcome back, Artie Quitter. Artie Lang Uncensored Podcast. The great stuttering John Melendez. John Melendez is here. John, you got any plugs? What do you want to plug?
I'll be at the parlor on Monday
We
night.
want to. What about a website or something that people can find? Can they find your gigs on a website?
Yeah, it's stutteringjohnmelendez.com or at stutteringjohnm on Twitter.
For Twitter. Okay, cool. Go check John out. We had a fun first segment with John. On the phone now is a guy who has been a good friend of mine for a while. He edits a publication called Rock and Roll Ghost out of Chicago. He's always been kind to me, this guy. He's a good man and a knowledgeable fan of comedy. And a good friend of his just made a list that appeared in Rolling Stone. First of all, this is Brett Hickman. Brett, what's up?
Hey, Artie, how's it going?
How you doing? Now, this kid who wrote this list that I'm about to talk about here, what's his name?
Well, it's Rob Sheffield. He's actually...
Oh, Rob!
Yeah, he's a little older than you are.
I know Rob. I know.
Yeah.
I say kid about everybody because for where I'm from. I know who Rob Sheffield is, yeah. And he's been there a long time, and
Right.
he's a talented writer. But he, now telling me who it is though makes me understand his opinions a little more because he wrote a horrendous review of the Stern Show once, and he was clearly. His politics are very sort of ultra left wing to me, I would think, like a lot of Rolling Stone, and. I think he's a little sensitive and maybe gets offended easily. And would you agree with that assessment?
I've always liked Rob's writing. I interviewed him a number of years ago for one of his books, and I think that's probably how, I had his email or something, and that's how we became Facebook friends. I mean, it's like that's the extent. I wasn't really good friends with him. But as soon as I posted kind of like the link to the article and tagged him on Facebook yesterday, I noticed later on in the day I was no longer friends with him after I kind of excoriated him, the list on Facebook.
Well, he says stuff. I mean, and again, I know Rob's stuff, and reviews aside, of the Stern Show, and he gave Howard shit that was very unnecessary, but. I think Rob, for all his talent, is making a mistake that a journalist can't make. It sounds like he's letting personal opinions sort of cloud his judgment a little bit here. I'm going to start with my buddy Norm Macdonald. Of course, Norm is my friend, and I've done a lot of work with Norm. I think Norm's one of the funniest guys ever, and he's my favorite Weekend Update guy ever. And I can't see how anybody who's not unconscious and is a fan of comedy could write something about Norm Macdonald the way he just wrote something in this article about Norm's tenure on as the Weekend Update anchor. Here's what he writes. I don't think you could find one person in or out of comedy who would agree with this assessment. He writes, first of all, he ranks Norm number 133, I believe.
135.
135, which means he's 34. He made a list basically of the most important and the best cast members in the history of Saturday Night Live. So Norm at 135 is 34 ranks lower than Janine Garofalo.
Right.
Okay, whatever. I'm just going to point that out. Here's what he writes about Norm. McDonald clearly thought he was hilarious, and that counts for something. Confidence is essential for a Weekend Update anchor. Unfortunately, he was just a Dennis Miller clone. By the way, I love Dennis too, but I'd put Norm as my number one guy. Unfortunately, he was just a Dennis Miller clone. with no mullet and no jokes. Stare into the camera a little longer, Norm. Maybe it'll get funnier. Oh my God. To say Norm Macdonald didn't have jokes and all he did, I mean, that makes me as a comic furious. I hate to say I reacted to this, but he got me. It makes me furious. I could not disagree more. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, no, I disagree completely too. I mean, I get it that Norm was most known for doing Weekend Update, but I mean, for his Burt Reynolds impersonation and his Letterman impersonation alone, I think he deserves ranking in at least the top 75.
Right, but I mean, okay, those aside, those are brilliant. But you're talking 4 of the best Weekend Update years ever. Norm was dangerous, man, but in a way that a left-wing liberal writer for Rolling Stone would probably hate. I hate to say that, but that's his politics. And Norm's not a political guy. I bet Rob is. And I think he let that cloud his judgment. To say Norm Macdonald didn't have jokes, you're talking about some of the best jokes ever with writers like Jim Downey and Frank Sebastiano and the likes. And then you're talking about Norm writing jokes as well. And also one of the best joke tellers of all time. And this would be if I never met Norm. Believe me. I mean, a lot of people think this who don't know him. Right there, this loses credibility. I mean, this was in Rolling Stone. Yeah.
Well, I loved the Norm years hosting Weekend Update. I actually got to say I was really upset when he left. And I know Colin's a great guy, and I know that he did a lot of good things for you when you needed him. But he's never been my cup of tea. So to replace Norm with Colin was a real disappointment back then, I remember.
Colin is hilarious and a real talented, unbelievably brilliant, smart guy. I'm just saying, the Weekend Update share, and I thought Colin was great at it, Norm Macdonald is my favorite. But also because he was so dangerous. You didn't know what was going to come out of his mouth, and that's what late-night comedy should be. That's what it should be. I love Dennis Miller. I'd probably put him at 2 with a close 3 Chevy Chase. That's really puzzling. Okay, well let's go to the top of the list. I wanted to start off with that because to me that says a lot about the rest of it. I got to agree with number 1 just because I'm a Belushi fan. He put John Belushi at number 1.
Can't argue with that one.
Yeah, it's hard to because he was relevant in so many ways. It had to be an original cast member at number 1. So you agree with Belushi there?
Yeah, Belushi, when he died, I remember being extremely bummed out for a very long time.
Me too, yeah.
He was my favorite. I got to see Animal House when I was 6 years old, which was probably, but like he was always my favorite. I thought he was just amazing, and it's still sad to this day that he's not with us.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what he would have went on to do, but to me, that's a little disappointing. Is a close number 2. I would have put Dan Aykroyd, and he's down on the list. What's your opinion of Dan Aykroyd on that show?
I mean, Dan was brilliant. I think he made the top 10, I believe.
I'm trying to find that right now.
Sorry, I didn't write down Dan because I felt like he was pretty right on with being on the list where he was. But I know he made the top 10.
I'm a big Dan Aykroyd supporter. He's number 5. Okay, number 5.
Number 5, yeah.
Tina Fey's number 3.
I love Tina.
Tina Fey's not as funny as Dan Aykroyd in sketches.
I think Tina, in terms of if you're talking about in terms of the show, I think she mostly did Weekend Update and she wrote. I think top 25 for sure for the Sarah Palin and Weekend Update. But I think top 5 is like really. And I love Tina. I thought 30 Rock was brilliant. I think she's brilliant.
Oh, she's unbelievably talented. But
I think for the show, it's a miss to put her that high.
Putting her at number 3, he's got Eddie Murphy at 2, and it's hard to argue with Eddie Murphy's brilliance.
Other one, yeah.
Eddie Murphy's just brilliant, and it's hard to argue with that. But putting Tina Fey at number 3 means he's saying she's above Mike Myers, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Phil Hartman, Gilda Radner, Will Ferrell, and Dana Carvey, and Chris Farley.
And even Amy. I would definitely put Amy above Tina because of the sketch work.
Chris Farley. You could argue Farley's number 1. I mean,
that's where I've always kind of like I'm not the biggest Farley fan.
Oh, dude, I don't. You know what? I disagree completely.
Of course,
Motivational speaker, the Chris Farley show.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite bit of it.
Oh man! So what don't you like about Farley?
I just thought it was always a little too obvious and over the top, and it just kind of grated me.
Okay.
And that's a problem with that era of cast. I mean, I like all of them, in different formats, but on Saturday Night Live, I kind of tended to find Spade, Schneider, and Sandler and Farley just a little obnoxious and smirky.
Yeah, well, Sandler used to make me laugh. Me and Matt used to talk about this.
I love
Sandler's like Halloween costumes, and the fact that he was goofing around and having so much fun made me laugh. To put Tina Fey above fucking Dana Carvey and Dan Aykroyd for sketches,
or even Will Ferrell,
Will Ferrell.
Top 10.
And Bill Hader, my God, is he amazing?
Genius. I even think Kristen Wiig would be a better choice for the top 5.
Yeah, no.
I mean, if you wanted to put a woman for sure in the top 5,
is your biggest problem? What's your biggest problem with this list?
I just think that like his dismissal of some people like Jim Brewer, McDonald.
Brewer's lowly ranked. Yeah.
Brewer. I mean, he just basically calls Brewer an asshole.
Right.
Which I thought was strange.
What does he actually say about what's he say about Brewer? I don't have that in front of me.
He says, like Jay Moore, except more of a, quote, this asshole again, question mark. No,
really?
That one type.
Again, I bet that's a political thing because Jimmy can be vocal about the fact he's kind of right wing and.
Yeah, maybe, but he's like not in the show. I mean, I thought.
But that's what I mean. Sheffield, I think, is letting it get. He's letting it get to him. I really.
Yeah. I mean, he puts. This isn't just like all the best. This is everybody that even was a cast member. You're talking about people like Laurie Metcalf that didn't even appear on an episode.
Right.
He ranks them higher than he ranks McDonald and Jim Brewer.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, Brewer's Joe Pesci show was great. I mean,
right, Joe Pesci, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Joe Matarese. Matarese, ask some questions. You got any thoughts? No, I'm saying, do you have any thoughts about this?
No,
No?
I'm not going to say I don't. I just think what you said, which is if you're going to slam Norm Macdonald, I can't even read your article.
The way he slammed him, too.
I'm done with you.
To say no jokes.
No, he's just, that means you don't get it.
Right.
You're not allowed to write about comedy.
Or even worse, he gets it and there's something personal that's aggravating him.
No, he's a douche. I actually hate him.
This guy Sheffield wrote a scathingly bad review of the Stern Show when it went to Sirius that appeared in Rolling Stone, and it really made Howard mad. And Howard should have been mad because he said stuff that didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense.
Do you remember any of the quotes?
Just like it tries to be edgy, but it's not. Which is what's more edgier than the Stern Show. I mean, it took risk after risk. I'd have to have it in front of me, but it wasn't. It didn't make any sense, and it sounds like the same thing with Norm or Brewer. It really does. Who else does he trash that you disagree with?
I mean, it kind of comes down to like more where he ranks people high. Like I think Janine Garofalo was just awful on Saturday Night Live. I thought she fit the Stiller Show perfectly. I mean, I liked some of her stuff in the '90s. I find her to be annoying now.
Yeah,
she gets ranked too high. Like people that you've never heard of, like George Coe, Gail Mathias, Beth Cahill. I mean, people I don't even remember being on the show, and I've watched this show every year since it started. Even since I was a kid. I mean, ranked high, like Beth Cahill. I still don't know who she is. 62, and of course we've got the inimitable Dean Edwards at number 120.
Wait, so Dean Edwards is ranked higher than Norm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't remember. I've looked at this guy's face like about 100 times. I don't have a clue who he is.
How is that possible? How is that even like that? That's
Sue
almost
Costello
like mathematically impossible.
He's rich and
Well,
famous.
and probably the most egregious one is this guy Brooks Wheelan, who came in at number 73, who's part of the new cast. He did one thing that was funny because he was one of those guys that they never put on the show.
73?
73, and the funniest thing he did was he was in this home security sketch, like a commercial.
Yeah.
And it was like Kenan Thompson's family's house, and he was in there naked in their house, and he thought he was invisible. You know, I mean, that's like the only funny thing the guy did.
You know what this reminds me of, this article, Artie, of like when you're probably like me, Artie, you remember taking tests where you had to fill in those little circles?
Right.
And you didn't know anything, so you just started guessing and just
that's
coloring
what
in.
that's what
what
it
it looks like. He just said, I don't know what.
Sarah Silverman is 34, and Sarah's hilarious, but she's 34 numbers higher than Norm.
Right, but she wasn't. She deserves she's probably, for me, in the right place because she didn't really have a chance to do anything.
Yeah, but so what does that mean, though? How was that Norm's fault?
No, it's not Norm's. I think Norm should be at least in the top 50.
Well, I don't know.
I'm saying, like, as respect to Norm, like in this list. I mean, mine would probably be higher than top, like higher in the top 50. But I'm saying he deserves at least to be in the top 50.
Joan Cusack is 93.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Way higher than Norm.
Yeah. Michaela Watkins, who was on like a season, she did one memorable sketch. She's number 68. Sherry O'Terry and Chris Kattan are way down at the bottom, near the bottom of the list. Brad Hall is way too high.
Lorne Michaels is 54. You don't think this guy's
makes no sense.
kissing ass?
Yeah, really.
Lorne Michaels
He's
is
not really a cast member.
What is he? I mean, again, Sheffield, Jan Wenner, and Lorne. There's a club they're in, and this is what happens. Go ahead.
I got if you want, I got the quote from Rolling Stone that he wrote about Howard.
Go ahead.
Okay, so he said, he sounds like he no longer has to deal with anybody who doesn't kiss his ass.
Right.
And as a result, he sounds like a bored, gloomy 52-year-old man.
Yeah, that pissed Howard off, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's more, but that's
Yeah, no, again, it was misplaced anger. The show was really amazing at that point. We were all very proud of it. And, and Howard really felt betrayed by Rolling Stone, and I think he had a right to be. Chris Cottengad, what's up?
I don't want to start any beef, but how do you feel about the Muppets being number 140? I mean, I'm outraged. I don't know about you.
Well, they were a big deal in the 70s on
pretty
the show,
pissed.
yeah.
Well, it was a different, iteration of the Muppets at that point. It changed a lot when they moved to the actual Muppet show, so.
George Coe is 99.
Is Albert Brooks on the list?
No, he didn't make it.
He's not. He never considered a cast member.
I mean, if some other people that didn't even appear on the show, I don't know how. I figured Albert should be thrown in there, but whatever.
Jay Moore's higher than Norm.
Where's Kenan Thompson at?
Kenan Thompson is. I like Kenan Thompson, but he is way too high. Number 46.
I don't agree with that either. I agree. I think he should be lower. Also,
John, what are your thoughts on this? Stuttering John.
I'm as a president of Garrett Morris fan club, I am outraged.
Where's Garrett? Garrett took a lot of hits.
Where's Gilbert Gottfried on this list?
Oh, yeah. He's there.
Gilbert's pretty low too.
Gilbert's 137.
That's about right.
Yeah, he was only on a year. Yeah.
That's how much he spent on his furniture.
He was only on a year, It's like Charles Rocket.
The worst year possible.
How about this? Ben Stiller and Dan Vitale's higher than Norm.
Yeah.
What? I mean, I guess it's got to do with friendship, but I'm outraged. I really am outraged by it.
It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, there's other ones that would just be nitpicking, but I mean, I think we covered a lot of the main ones. I mean, Don Pardo made it to number 38. All he did was announce the show.
Well, he was funny in a lot of sketches, I guess. Chris Kattan, number 94. Sherry O'Terry, 95. Bobby Moynihan, I like Bobby. He's 98. He's been on a long time. But again, it's comparing it to where other people landed. That's the problem.
Where's Mike Myers in the top 10?
He's number 4.
All right.
He's number 4.
Joe doesn't want to kill Rob as much now.
Well, listen, he deserved it. I mean, he certainly deserves to be in the top 10, Mike Myers.
Mike Myers is great.
Yeah. Hey, can I say something, Marty?
Go ahead, sure.
I don't even agree with the whole liberal thing. I mean, Norm Macdonald, I'm a liberal, but Norm Macdonald was like the funniest freaking, guy on the show for so many years.
Yeah, well, it's. I'm telling you, it's some of this is politics. I guarantee it. I mean, that's just a theory of mine, but that's what I'm thinking.
And what did he give Dennis Miller again? Were they close?
Where's Dennis?
Dennis, I think, was in the 60s. I don't know. Let me.
What about would you have a top 10 that you could rattle off the top of your head?
Oh Oh God, I probably would do like a top 5 easier. I in no particular order, just because I haven't really considered a top. I don't rank as much as I used to. That used to be more geeky times. But
Right.
I put Will Ferrell, Belushi, Murphy, Bill Murray.
You put Will at number 1, huh?
No, I put Will would just be in there. I that's a top 5. Let me try to work it out a little bit quicker. So 5 probably Mike Myers. No, not Mike Myers. Phil Hartman. 5. 4 would be Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
3 would be Bill Murray. 2 would be Ferrell, and 1 would be Belushi.
Yeah. Dennis Miller's number 34.
Oh, I was off on that.
Oh no, it's all right. Listen, it's
Dennis
was great. Dennis, you know what Dennis did? Dennis made Weekend Update his own thing.
Right. Yeah, it kind of labored. It kind of, nobody really did anything with it since Bill and Jane stopped doing it until Dennis really took it over. So
right,
he made it hip again.
To say Norm Macdonald had no jokes is one. My God,
oh yeah,
gives me douche chills. Some of the best jokes ever, and some of the ballsiest jokes.
Just
for sure.
all the OJ jokes where he would just stare into the camera, like he didn't get it that was funny when he
Right.
stared into the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
The greatest.
Yeah,
The greatest story ever is when supposedly he got fired, and Norm is in Don Ohlmeyer's office, and he goes, "Norm, I got some bad news for you." And Norm goes, "What?" He goes, "You're fired." He goes, "Oh my God, that's terrible. Why?" He goes, "Because you're not funny." "Oh my God, that's even worse news."
Such a real reaction. I can tell you.
Oh my God, that's even worse news. How am I going to get a job now?
With Norm, I remember back in the day when he was on, I remember him rubbing a lot of even people I knew that loved the show the wrong way.
Really? My God, who were they?
I think his delivery was his delivery was so dry and so different that after Miller, I think it was hard to kind of.
Did you know one person in comedy, Joe, that didn't like Norm Macdonald?
Well, Norm Macdonald was mean to me once. My first TV appearance, he was the host
Right.
of MTV, did this where they would have comedians down at spring break.
I think you told me this. Yeah.
But I still love Norm Macdonald, and he it made my set harder. Like it was one of those I wasn't funny enough to overcome from a
Did he
slam.
touch you too much?
He
What was it?
made a funny slam, and you're gonna laugh because it was funny.
I think you told me this one time.
He goes,
too.
yeah, this next guy, and this is my first time on TV, so I'm
That's
nervous.
a pretty good Norm, too.
Hey, yeah, there's this next guy. He's just starting out. I saw him the other night. He's 25 years old. You give him a few more years, and he'll be 27. Joe Matarese. That's what he said.
But that's not, you're being a little sensitive.
It affected me.
That's a joke you can make about anybody.
Yeah, don't be so sensitive.
But when you're not a good comedian, it's so easy to get
I
thrown.
understand what the
I was a
situation,
bad
but it
comedian.
wasn't like he saw your act and said,
No,
He
right,
would have
right.
said that about anybody.
But this is why I got mad at it.
Yeah.
I told him what to say, and he said okay, and then he said something on his own. He never told me he was going to do that. So I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm waiting to hear young
He's a bit of a rebel.
I love that. I think that's funny.
It was hilarious, dude. I did a show in New York where comedians brought embarrassing moments from their career on tape and made fun of themselves, and we showed them to the crowd and had like a roundtable discussion, and that one made my top 3. I mean, it was hysterical.
What if Florentine has a similar? Florentine did a Pauly Shore. Did you ever see that tape?
That movie?
No. We did. Pauly Shore was hosting young comics on the beach at spring break, which is the worst thing a comic can do. You can't. You're not gonna. No one's gonna be hearing or listening to you.
Well, that's
and
why it
Florentine
hurt
bombed, and he always said he's gonna bring the tape in.
Well, that's why it hurt that he said that, because it was in an outdoor venue on a beach where it's hard enough to do just kind of shitty.
I'm gonna say hard enough. It's impossible.
Yeah, no.
It's impossible to be a stand-up comic. And that's
Here's even worse. I had to
It's like doing the MTV Movie
For
Award.
some reason, they made me follow Jim Brewer, and Brewer
That's hard.
Brewer was on SNL at the time, and a very high energy college comedian.
Right.
So I just ate.
Jim's almost like following a guitar act, but his mouth is his guitar.
Exactly. He was laying on the ground reenacting being at like a heavy metal concert and getting trampled by the entire audience.
Very difficult to follow. Absolutely.
And someone piercing his nipple in the while he's getting trampled at the concert.
Brewer used to do a real funny bit. I don't know if he ever did it on stage, but he would do a bit about a chick backstage at like a Motley Crue concert who says, "You guys, listen, I'm not blowing anybody. We're just hanging out." And she eventually starts to suck cock, like like Tommy Lee's cock hits her in the face by mistake. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm okay, whatever. I'm not. You guys are not. All right. And he eventually starts blowing. She blows like 4 guys.
Yeah, he has
It's
some
so
classic
funny.
bits.
I never saw him do it in stand-up. So is it safe to say, Brett, that you won't be going to Rob's house at all for any type of lunch? Or, I mean, no, I agree with Joe. It really makes you mad at the guy. I wish I was more mature, but it makes you aggravated. It's the reason they do these lists, though. It's provocative. We're talking about.
Yeah. No, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Anybody? Okay, go around the table. Give us your top 3. Top 3 guys.
Top 3
or gals. I mean, you know.
You got to go.
That's funny.
Well, we were just talking about Dana Carvey, I think, off the air yesterday, and just how fucking great.
Someone
Dana
made
Carvey
him number 1. It'd be hard to argue.
I'll go Will Ferrell, Chris Farley, Dana Carvey.
Okay, not one original cast member.
I'm not a fan of the. I mean, I'm a fan, but if I watch them now, I don't laugh. And I'm more of a fan of the Dennis Miller years.
Okay.
And those times.
All right, John, you want to throw in top 3?
I would go Belushi, Bill Murray, and Chevy Chase. Believe it or not.
Chevy Chase helped create that show and was fucking great on it. Flippin', you want to give 3?
I'd probably say Bill Murray, Aykroyd, and Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
You're really making me feel
Cotton
like a
guy.
douche. You guys are all going.
No,
with the
you're all right.
originals.
You'll be all right after this. I'm going Will Ferrell,
Pete
Eddie
Davidson.
Murphy. No, Eddie Murphy and Phil Hartman, of course.
Okay, Phil Hartman's a tough one.
Yes.
Danny Filato.
Okay, I'm going to go Jim Belushi. No, just kidding.
That is a unique one.
I would go.
That chess sketch was
I would go
good.
Belushi, Murray, and because of his body of work, Will Ferrell.
All right. Well, but it's just on the show this is about.
No, I mean his work on the show. I thought Will Ferrell
that's what
was,
we're judging.
Yeah.
I watched probably the most.
But
SNL
Eddie
when
Murphy's
he
a
was
close.
on.
What I wanted to say was Eddie Murphy is so close in my
Yes,
in my
that's
top 3.
I would go Belushi. No one's giving Aykroyd love. I gotta give Danny Aykroyd. I would go Belushi, Aykroyd. I'll tell you what. Belushi and Aykroyd. I'm gonna give a tie at number 1. I'm gonna go with Bill Murray at 2 and Eddie Murphy number 3. That would be
You
it.
snuck another one in.
No, I'm gonna have to. I had a tie. Belushi and Aykroyd with the Blues Brothers are almost one guy to me. But Aykroyd, you got to give love to. But again, those Dennis Miller years were. I mean, Phil Hartman is. He was funny in almost everything he fucking did.
I would put Norm as the best update guy for me. Him and Chevy. I don't know.
If you had to list just update guys, I'd go Norm, Dennis, Chevy Chase. Yeah. But Norm, I'd put number 1. Like, that's how different. He's 135 on the Rolling Stone list.
Listen, man, Dean is pretty rich and famous.
But if he had exactly, if Norm had no jokes, how does he last 4 years?
And how does he make us all? How does he make us all laugh, Artie?
Exactly.
I mean, like Howard and all of us loved Norm. You know what I mean?
I know,
We were there.
Howard picked him as. That's why he had him on the show.
You can't get Norm on the podcast. You at least got to call him and ask him what.
I-
They had to have a fight.
I texted him back and forth. Or hopefully, when I'm in LA, I might talk to him.
Okay.
one-on-one.
They must have had an argument or something. That doesn't make sense.
No, I'm telling you, there's something to what I'm saying. I'm telling you. But Brett and your top 3 was again, real quick.
Belushi, Will Ferrell, and I think I said Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, well, it's tough to, especially for someone who's under 35. It's tough to take Will Ferrell out of the mix. And he's just a funny motherfucker. All right, you know what? Top 3 favorite sketches.
That's a good
That'd
question.
be hard.
Who's going first?
I'm not.
I'll go for. I already said this. I said the motivational speaker guy is my number 1 thing. Dan Aykroyd doing AM FM radio, and oh God, Phil Hartman Phil Hartman doing Sinatra with cue ball right there.
The Sinatra Group.
The Sinatra Group. That might be. I don't know.
It was a talk show that
It was based on the McLaughlin Group.
Oh, okay. The Sinatra.
You know what? I'll go with Belushi doing Joe Cocker. The first time I saw that.
That was great.
That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Joe, you want to try this?
Oh, jeez. I love more cowbell.
A lot of people would have that, I'm sure.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I love the Chris Farley Chippendale sketch too. Like, I couldn't find it on YouTube. I wanted to show my kid recently because I knew he would have laughed at it. Shit, man. You know what? My dad and I, we still quote like Mike Myers, Linda Richmond. That shit used to fucking crack me up.
Yeah, really?
We loved it.
I have to say, I thought it was hacky.
Hacky?
That coffee woman with the
don't
voice.
know, but the stuff he would say, I need you to discuss amongst yourselves. I don't know.
The verklempt.
Yeah.
Kind of hacky.
It was hacky.
Kind of hacky to me.
I guess I can laugh at hack sometimes if it's
No,
well
look,
done.
there's a lot of hack stuff that's funny, but it's not getting in my top three.
All right. I guess I can't say top three now that I think about it.
I always like-
Come back to
But
me.
you haven't seen that a million times.
Wild-
Yeah, the coffee voice.
Dan Aykroyd, Wild and Crazy Guy. I mean,
That was great.
With,
Aykroyd
with
and Steve
Steve
Martin?
Martin.
I like the Mrs. Lubner thing.
Those are great.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Lubner.
Bill Murray. Bill Murray. That was fun. Bill Murray's lounge singer.
The lounge
when,
singer.
when Bill Murray first does when he sings Shaft and Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
That's pretty fun.
Nothing but Star. Well, I'm talking about Shaft.
That's all good.
Pretty funny.
It's hard to beat. That's hard to beat.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood is a great one.
Mr. Eddie Murphy. Okay, I was just about to say Eddie Murphy, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, and James Brown Hot Tub. It's just such a perfect impression.
But the Joe Cocker thing was brilliant.
Yeah,
too.
the first time I saw Belushi do the Joe Cocker thing.
Oh, and what's the hamburger one?
Hamburger Chibaga. Yeah, that's what we call it, Chibaga Chibaga. Chris, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't think I can make a list. I can't remember
You're that
shit.
young?
I'm thinking this.
Suck it up and play with some pain.
Okay, I'm gonna play. I don't like my list. You know what it is? I'm about to make a bullshit list, and I don't want it. And I don't want to say it out loud. I'm going to have to opt for this bullshit and take a stupid dick in the box because I'm fucking young.
Okay, that was a real popular sketch.
It was
man.
fun.
Dick in the box was funny.
I can't vote for.
classic.
I mean, listen, Justin Timberlake is clearly very talented. I'm going to sound like an old funny duddy. I can't vote for him as the best sketch ever.
Funny sketch.
But the kid's a talented kid.
Yeah,
Again-
Former Mouseketeer.
Again, another
Is he?
problem. Yes.
Yeah, right? Well, he was a
yes, he was.
Musketeer.
Yeah, yes, he was.
Shit.
And Will Ferrell. I like.
He wasn't on all that.
I like. He was not. I like repetition. I like goofy shit. The fucking cheerleaders always make me laugh.
Wow, all right. You know, just shut his
I know.
mic.
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
Shut his mic.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Cheerleader.
Joe, is this how you feel? Is this how you feel? When Joe talks.
You guys haven't seen AM/FM with that.
Joe,
bro.
is this
You gotta
how you
check
feel
that.
when
You ever
you
see that,
tell-
Joe?
When we
I did.
finish the podcast, I want to see that on your TV.
When you-
It gets everything.
It's not when you talk sports. When we talk sports, this how you feel right now.
Yeah. Very effeminate.
It's not good, dude. It's not a good feeling. In my
No,
heart.
look, cheerleaders, Sheriff Terry and Will Ferrell are two very funny people, but they've done funnier shit, I think, on the show. Will certainly has.
What about Celebrity Jeopardy? I love
Those are always good. It's hard to pick one of them.
Yeah.
Daryl Hammond with all the shit with them.
Oh yeah, that was.
And you know what, Artie? I'll tell you. Like I did, I wrote some stuff for Dana Carvey when he was on the show.
Oh, did you?
And
Complete lie, yeah.
no, I used to write a lot of cold opens, and Dana's the nicest
What do you mean cold opens? For what?
for the Tonight Show.
I
I would do a lot of
I
a lot of sketches.
We should have you and Jimmy in together and let y'all just name drop
No,
each other. For 40
yes,
minutes.
I would. I need that to just make myself feel better. But Dana's the nicest freaking guy in the world.
No, I've actually met him too, yeah.
and one of the funniest guys I think. Like ever. What is he ranked? Dana Carvey. I'm just curious.
He's below.
Number 11.
He's below Janine Garofalo.
Get out of here.
He's number 11.
Is he?
How about Dana Carvey Carcinio?
See, I'd put him in the
Remember
top
that?
10.
Carcinio?
I know. He did a
Arsenio was
million.
great.
He did a million great things. The church lady shit. The first time you saw that.
Oh, yeah. Hans and Franz, I could take or leave it.
How about Andy Samberg's 22? That's kind of high. I don't know.
Where's Adam Sandler, Artie?
Like
Sandler,
15,
he's like
16,
15
something
or
like that.
16. He was popular on that show, and I mean, again, Adam.
Well, Opera Man.
Adam made me laugh, man, on that show. Opera Man. The Halloween costumes I thought were just so goofy in a real funny way.
The Hanukkah song?
The Hanukkah song.
That was
man,
on there, right?
That's a classic. That's absolutely. That's some good writing there. All right, Brett. Anything you want to plug? Website? Anything at all? We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, well, the website is rockandrollghost.com, and I'm on Twitter at rockrollghost. And if anybody's looking for somebody to write, send them my way, I guess.
Okay, Brett. We'll be talking to you. Thanks for always.
All right, take care, guys.
Always supporting me and the show. I appreciate it, buddy.
No problem. You're welcome.
All right, the great Brett Hickman. John, I have to say thanks for coming in, buddy. This was a blast. I love you, man.
Are we done?
Yeah, pretty much. We're done. Get the fuck out.
No.
Yeah, we would do a quick hour and a half, hour 40.
We do a hard out.
You come in for a cleaning.
Everybody leave.
All right, well, Artie, let me just say then, I love you, and thank you so much for having me. And I also want to say that I'm so happy that you're healthy and that you're, off the shit, and and I've been there through those years, and
you have to tell everybody you were there. You were there.
I don't. Why is everything all I'm going to say is
everything with me is Mr. Neurotic over here. Look at this guy looking at me. What are you doing? Are you mad I'm touching you? What? That's not funny? How come I can't? Look at this guy over here.
No, but honestly, Artie, I've always loved you, and
I know.
And congratulations on your success. And at what time should I show up to the Borgata to open for you?
Are you going to be in town Saturday?
Nah, I'm just kidding. Oh, but thank
good.
you so much for having me.
Dodged the bullet there.
Thanks, and Chris, thank you, and thank you, James, and thank you very much, Joe. I'm sorry for touching you so much.
Dan.
What?
Dan.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Dan. And Artie, thanks for having me. And whenever you want me, I'll be here. And we can,
honestly, I love you. There's the camera on me. I got it. I found the Artie. I know you got some money. Are you insured?
This is Artie. Before we go,
I got a splinter that's infected from your shit.
Chris. Before we go, Artie, this is one of my. And I just told this on Opie.
Are you insured?
I got to tell you, this is one of the funniest, Dan.
Oh Christ,
Dan. It might make you actually use a few muscles and crack a smile, but this is the truth. Here it is.
Are you telling it?
Synchronized swimming.
Go fuck yourself. But here it is.
Synchronized swimming. I'm not.
No, here it is. Artie and I.
That was my list.
So Artie and I had this bet that I'm betting that Artie can hit a fastball by a female softball pitcher, and it was like $1,000.
An overhand when she's throwing overhand.
Yeah, like overhand with $1,000 bet. But see, Artie is the only guy that
No, go ahead.
Artie's the only guy that I told that I was leaving to go to the Tonight Show. Like Artie was the first guy that I trusted.
That in my fucking lap.
Yeah. So Artie knows that I'm leaving the show in like May, and the bet's gonna be in June.
It's the longest plug I've ever heard.
So as we're on the show, this is so funny is that Artie and I are on the show, and Artie knows I'm leaving, but nobody else does it. And Artie's going, "Put your money down now, John. You got to put your money down now." And I'm like, "You know what?" And Howard's like, "Why does he got to put it down now?" He goes, "No, you got to put it down now because he knows I'm leaving."
I don't remember that. I don't remember that
because you knew I was get the fuck out of here. I'll never pay.
Listen, I'm never gonna pay you. I'm waiting for the lawyers to the Tropicana money. Coming through.
But it was funny.
John, honestly, I know I love you.
Anyway, thanks for coming.
Joe, what are your plugs?
At Stuttering John M on Twitter.
At Stuttering John.
M.
At Stuttering John M.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's so
Jesus
fucking.
Christ.
What a funny impression that is. Jesus Christ.
What I got, Artie? Are you insured? I don't want anything to come out of your pocket. But I hit my knee and it's infected on your coffee table. Your coffee table. Artie, I was tuning your guitar, and my index fingers infected. Are you insured? You know what? Can I just take one of the amplifiers? I don't cover it.
Go ahead, Joe. Where are you going to be?
That's funny. Follow me on Twitter at the Joe Matarese. Listen to the Fixing Joe podcast every Thursday. I apologize. Today's episode hasn't been posted yet. I still got to record it, fuckers. I was supposed to record it.
Now, can I get my money back?
Tonight.
I posted my credit card number. there?
Remember when you picked up my check on the floor of the hotel?
I remember I picked up every check. Yeah, that was another one. We do a gig in San Diego. I'm walking. I stay out that night. I'm walking through the hotel. I find a check man out to John Melendez on the lobby floor at 4 a.m. for $10,000. I put it in my. It was on the lobby floor. I put it in my pocket. It was Saturday night at 4 a.m. We fly back from San Diego. I'm saying, John didn't ask me till Tuesday morning. Hey, Artie, you didn't happen to see a check anywhere, did you?
Remember when I lost the one peeing on the side of the road coming back from George Washington University.
Me, you, and DePaulo, 4 a.m. on 95, coming back from George Washington University. John gets out to take a leak, loses our check while he's pissing on the side of 95. But I got my check separate. I got a 5. DePaulo had to wait 4 weeks to get paid. I wanted to kill him.
Oh God!
I let Nick and John go at it, a fight in the north end of Boston.
Oh, they already fought?
Yeah, me and Nick fucking started fucking wrestling.
Nick smacked him in the ass, and John started, they were going, and I sat back. I said, "Fuck it, I'm letting this go."
I love Nick though.
Me and one of my friends, we were about to fight, but we looked at each other. I was like, dude, I don't want to do this. He's like in shape. I'm not, but
here was the thing. We had to do 3 sold out shows at the Comedy Connection. John books a dinner. We get to the Comedy Connection 2 minutes before the show's about to start. John does 5 minutes about Gary's teeth. Me and Nick have to do an hour each. You guys are all right with this, right?
I got your free dinner.
Gotta meet Ed. Oh yeah, well that was a big deal. The free dinner. We just gotta meet the general manager of BCS. and a piss is gonna buy us Guidi. You guys are all right with eating until a minute before showtime, right?
Remember when Melrose Larry? We used to go on Melrose Larry Green, you know, the fucking maniac.
He doesn't know.
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't even know who Bill Murray is. But anyway,
I'm all in.
So Bill Murray and Melrose Larry Green are in the same category.
No, but remember when me, Artie, and Melrose and DePaulo were
Melrose Larry was a crazy listener of the show.
So we're at Melrose Larry Green, Boston. So there we are. We're hanging out. Then he goes to leave. Then me and Artie and Nick are like, oh, this guy's gonna kill somebody one of these days. He's fucking nuts.
One of us, namely.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna kill one of us. And suddenly here, Melrose walks in. I heard everything you guys fucking
He thought I said something. And John, I was a diplomat. Listen, Artie was just kidding around. Who's going to start getting the buckets of boiling water we got to pour on John's mic after that? Christ, did he spit up? Cotton, what are you plugging?
Joe never finished his plug.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he did.
JoeMatteries.com.
It's fucking Gone with the Wind, this fucking guy.
Hire me for gigs. JoeMatteries.com.
I was looking at Joe like Joe's dying. Like, I just want to finish
Crowbar it.
That actually was very funny. When a crowbar joke would bomb, the look of glee on his face if I bomb with a joke, because he would just wait for me to look up and just give that giggle like a little maggot.
But I used to see when you saw me prepping one. And
no. John be trying to get it and he just stuttered. Hey, how would you see this? And I go. You couldn't even get it out of him. Those were the days. Apparently, Rob Sheffield, Rolling Stone, didn't find the show. Asshole. That really makes me mad. Poor Norm. Not that Norm cares. Go ahead, Cotton. What are you talking about?
All right, Friday night, come out to New York Comedy Club. Please come out to New York Comedy Club. Marina Franklin's doing her live tape, and I'm hosting.
Love Marina. Go check her out. Yes.
All that good shit. On Twitter, at Cotton215, Instagram, all that. And SitterCityComedy.com and Sitter City Comedy Podcast. Check it out.
All right. And Saturday night, Valentine's Day show is sold out with me, Chris, and Joe.
Hey, congratulations, guys.
Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco. I believe 4 of the 5 shows are sold out.
Good for you,
So
Art.
call up and get some tickets for the Thursday or Friday. And thank you. John, that was great. I love you, buddy.
I love you, too.
Best of luck. And Chicago Dan Filato, thank you, my man, for producing another one and staring John down.
Yeah, he hates me, this fucking guy.
Flipping behind the dish. Take care, brush your hair. See you tomorrow.